Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth lecture on health HTML from Desi Q&A. So in this lecture we are learning more about the theory concepts. It is not more of coding but it is most important for every software developer to know, and these are very basic things that you can learn and understand easily. So let's just write a boilerplate code here and write on things that we learned. Let's write it theories. And here, the first thing we are learning is debugging. Debugging HTML code. So, how browser understands the code. So, to learn how to debug the HTML code, we should learn about how the browser understands the code. So, basically, HTML is not a compiled language, right? Definitely, HTML is not a programming language, it is a markup language. In that, HTML is not a compiled language, it is only interpreted. So it means like in HTML, there are two types of errors. Like, first one is syntax errors, means you broke the rule of a language. Okay, so the next type of error is logical error. So that means that expecting some output, but for that you have written some wrong logic. Okay, so these are the two types of errors you have to analyze while debugging your HTML. So basically will not suffer from the syntax error because the browser parses the code primitively. Means if there are some syntactical errors in the HTML page, the browser will load the page with those errors as well. Okay. So as I said, if there are errors in our HTML page, the browser will load our page with those errors only. So for this, let's understand you have a p tag, some lorem, and suppose, yeah, let's start our server. You can see that there are no errors displayed on this page, and we're not even able to see our errors here. So even if I open my terminal, I'm not able to see any problems here. I'm not able to see any errors in this output section. So how to understand about errors in HTML? See, so basically the browser consists of some inbuilt rules. So I removed a tag. I removed a closing greater than symbol. So even though I did that, the error are not displaying here. So the clear these errors. The browser basically tries to clear these errors. Even though after trying it couldn't clear the errors, means you can it will just eliminate that thing. So to understand that more clearly, let's write some code and understand it. So suppose I have a p tag. Okay. So in tag I have written some code. I wrote some code but I didn't close this. Even though I didn't close it, we know that p tag is not a self-closing tag. We need to close the tag explicitly like this. So even though I didn't close it, we are seeing the content here. So basically what the browser did in the background is it tried to analyze the things. It saw a p tag and then it saw the content of the p tag, but it didn't saw the closing tag. So it try to add a p tag by its inbuilt rules. Okay, so this is how it works. And then let's use this. I used a strong tag, and then content here, and then I have a em tag. And what mistake I do here is I will remove this em tag and I will add it here. Control V. Yep. Removed em tag from here. Here. So let's write something here. Let's say emphasized. Strong emphasized. So after this, we have this, and let's write what is this? So we can see the output here. So the output was supposed to be something else. Let me write the a correct content here. I wanted content here, and then em, and here I wanted strong emphasized. And then after strong emphasized, after this em tag, I wanted this sentence. What is this? Right. So this is the sentence I needed. This is the sentence I needed. But I have got this sentence. So obviously what the code we have written here is completely wrong. We are not supposed to write the code like this in the HTML. This is definitely violating the rules of HTML tags. Writing the syntax uh, rules have been violated. So to understand what this browser did, let's inspect and then go to body, and let me comment out this to reduce our confusions. Um, yeah, let's go to body, and yeah, here we want to see this strong. This one, right? See, we have a strong, and after that we have written content here, and then we have em, and here in the Visual Studio Code you can see that after em I have not added any closing tag for em, but the browser has added this em tag here, you can see. So after adding the em tag, it has closed the strong tag. See, basically after em tag, it has closed the strong tag. We can see it. We have closed the strong tag by ourselves here, but we can see that here the em tag has been closed. What the browser did it added some closing tag for this, right? But here some extra closing tag is there. So for this, the browser will add a new opening tag here. You can see a new opening tag has been added here. Yeah, here. So this is how the browser tries to debug. No, here, yeah. Here we can see a opening tag and also the closing tag. So this is the way how the browser tries to debug our HTML elements. So it is always a better not create such errors. It is up to you to debug your HTML code. Write it properly since the beginning. So if you use Visual Studio Code, we have the property of emits, right? You can see if I write just P and click, I will get both opening and closing tag. We can see. So this is a good property of Visual Studio Code. So using this type of editors will also reduce this kind of HTML errors. So even after looking into the entire code, if you're not able to solve the issue, what you can do is one more thing at your rescue is that you can go to Chrome. You can search W3 validator. Yeah, here it is, W3 validator, and here it is. You can open this W3C validator. So yeah, in this you can see a validate by file upload. Yeah, you can click here. No, validate by direct input. You can give URI here. You can upload a file here, or you can choose your file here and add that file, or you can validate by adding the direct input. So what I prefer is validate by direct input. So for this, let's get some code. Let's get some code with bugs. So I will copy this entire code. I will paste it over here and I will click on check. So yeah, so yeah, this is how this validator will check the errors in our HTML and it will give some solutions to us. So it is always a better idea. It is always a better idea to debug on your own rather than going to some other third party apps. So this is how basically this works, W3C validator. So in most of the cases, this errors in the HTML are not caused because HTML is a very basic thing. The errors are basically mostly found in the scripts or in the CSS files. So for that, you can use this W3C validator. This let you know where you have errors. As this any IDE or interpreter will not give you any details about the errors. So, okay, we learned about debugging HTML code, and the next thing we will learn is HTML APIs. So, HTML APIs is the most important thing, like HTML5. We are using HTML5, right? It introduced several powerful application programming interfaces. API stands for application programming interfaces that enhance our web application additional functionality. So two of the most important APIs are the geolocation API and web storage API. So let me write it here. As we know, HTML gives the multi-line comment feature. So the first one is geoloc- geolocation API, geolocation API, and the second one is web storage API. So yeah, these are the two most important APIs of HTML5. So let's understand what this geolocation API is. So basically, the geolocation API allows web application to access a user's geographical location information, such as latitude and longitude, through the web browser. Like we can see in our Google Maps or anything, any map application, our current location is specified some latitude and longitude. So this information can be used to provide location based services or customize the user's experience on website. Suppose you are staying in some area of India, inside India, so the website can give you suggestion based on the location. If something is not available, suppose some product is not available in your location, so there is no use of showing the products that are not available in that area, right? So this is the use of geolocation API. So there are several methods for this API that we can um, implement using the JavaScript. So we don't have to worry about that now. So the next API is the local thing but web storage API. In the web storage API, it is a part of the web storage API allows web applications to store data persistently in a user's browser. So like suppose you entered some search something and the browser will store the data on the browser for some time. Okay, so this data can be used to save the user preferences inside the cache, application data or maintain state cross sessions. So this is the use of our local storage API. So to conclude with this, we can say that both the geolocation API and local storage API enhance the functionality of our web applications, by providing improved user experience, the ability to work with location data and persistent client side storage. How these APIs help. So next thing we will learn is frames. So to know about what this frame is, let me open youtube.com. So inside of the YouTube we can see that there are some frames, this is one frame. This video is displaying in this frame and the next video is displaying in this frame. These different frames are there to represent different videos, right? If I expand this, um, let me open any video.
कॉलेज से यार स्टूडेंट का ड्रीम होता है टू
So we
गेट
can
इनटू
see
अ
that
टॉप प्रोडक्ट
this
बेस्ड
is one
कंपनी एंड मैं आपकी
frame,
हेल्प करना चाहता हूँ टू
and
मेक दैट
here
ड्रीम कम ट्रू
if
आई
you
हैव
open
डिजाइंड अ
some
9 month
other
बूट
video,
कैंप
let me
कोर्स
open.
इस कोर्स
Here
में
there is
यू
one
विल लर्न
other
फुल स्टैक वेब
frame.
डेवलपमेंट
So
विल गेट
this is how basically the frames are represented. To learn how we
डेडिकेटेड
can
रिलेशनशिप
make
मैनेजर
different frames,
रजिस्टर फॉर द फ्री
let's
वेबिनार
create
बाय
a
क्लिकिंग द लिंक
you know like frame named iFrame. We have to create
tourists
a iframe and then here we will add, let's open our development server first. Yeah, here it is. Let's close this. See, reload. Yeah. Here,
Tourists that turn into scientists. Tourists photographing
what I want
thousands
to
of
show
miles
the
of remote coral reefs
examples here. So
that can be
here,
analyzed by AI in
the
real
name of the
time.
video I have, it is video
So researchers can identify which areas are at
I
risk
want to display
and help life underwater
video.mp4.
flourish.
So yeah, you can see a video, a good video over here, and then frame border. Let's not worry about the frame border for now. And then suppose you want the height. See, this SRC frame border and height, these are all the attributes. These are the attributes of
So
this height.
आपका
Okay.
एडमिशन हो गया एक यूजी कोर्स में,
Let's
बट
say
चॉइस का
the
कोर्स नहीं
height we need
मिला
is
है. Somewhere you
400
are not satisfied
pixel.
with the course you have got. आप
And
बस
then
कॉलेज के लिए उस कोर्स को चला रहे हो, but you
next
don't
thing
want to
is
make a
width.
career into it, and you're looking for some options side by
I
side
need
that
a
are relevant
700
and जिनमें
pixel.
करियर बना सकते हैं. अगर ऐसा है ना, then no worries, because today I'm going to tell you two options. दो ऐसी चीजें जो आप
Let's see that is good or bad for
कॉलेज में
you.
कर सकते हो, beat in any year,
Say that.
that 90% students don't know about, and यहाँ पर ना 100% chance है एक career बनाने का. So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Ayushi. I am a Delhi University alumni. I've done my bachelor's
This
degree from
looks
Venkateshwar
good.
College and
So
master's degree from
basically,
Hindu College, Delhi University.
earlier
The like
as we
game for today's
had
video is going to be
used a,
500 likes. So please do hit the like
tag
button,
in
and
the
after you hit the
video
like
for
button, we
video,
should
right?
start. Now you are enrolled into a
this
UG
is-
course, be it any year.
this may
You can
look
just start with
same as
any of
that
these
for
two
now,
things,
but
be it in
this
any
is
year,
that
along with your main
entirely
degree. उसको तो हम
different
नहीं
thing,
छोड़ने
okay?
वाले. Number one, enroll into a part-time course. As the name suggests,
making
these are
some
some courses
changes
that you do
here,
part-time along with your main degree, but just giving few hours from your day. You can do these both offline and online. ये आपको गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस भी कराते हैं, प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस भी कराते हैं, and कुछ प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट्स भी कराते हैं. अब इसमें ना दो मेजर कोर्सेज हैं. फर्स्ट इज योर फॉरेन लैंग्वेज कोर्सेज एंड सेकंड इज योर ट्रेंडिंग स्किल कोर्सेज. एक बार डिटेल में दोनों के बारे में बताती हूँ. ट्रेंडिंग स्किल कोर्सेज, ये स्किल बेस्ड कोर्सेज होते हैं. यहाँ पर टीचिंग नहीं होती, ट्रेनिंग होती है. यहाँ आपको कुछ एवरग्रीन स्किल्स सिखाई जाती है या फिर कुछ ट्रेंडिंग स्किल्स सिखाई जाती है. Here you learn about the tools, technologies and concepts, and on basis of that you can make your career into corporate world or trading or digital world, etc. Now on basis of my experience, I would like to suggest some courses. First is Udemy platform पे जाओ. वहाँ पर there are two courses. First is Microsoft Excel from beginner to advanced, and second is Data Science A to Z. ये दो courses आप कर सकते हो. Second, you can go to the Coursera platform. यहाँ पर you can try out these two courses. First is Financial Markets and second is Fundamentals of Digital Marketing. Now you can also go offline and try some professional certificate courses. Like I did a professional certification in data analytics. ये मैंने प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट से किया था एंड उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें कवर कराई गई थी, जैसे कि R, SQL, Python, Excel, Tableau. Let's talk about foreign language courses. ये कुछ पार्ट टाइम लैंग्वेज कोर्सेज होते हैं. Here you can learn any foreign language and make your career into it. Like कुछ कॉमन लैंग्वेजेस है, फ्रेंच, जर्मन एक्सेट्रा. अपने कुछ गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस जैसे कि दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी ये पार्ट टाइम फॉरेन लैंग्वेज कोर्सेज कराते हैं. आप जिस भी कॉलेज से अपना मेन कोर्स कर रहे हो, उसी कॉलेज में आप एक पार्ट टाइम लैंग्वेज कोर्स के लिए भी ऑप्ट कर सकते हो. बस आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि उस कॉलेज में आपकी चॉइस की लैंग्वेज, जिस लैंग्वेज में आप कोर्स करना चाहते हो वो अवेलेबल है या फिर नहीं. डीयू 3 तरीके के कोर्सेज कराता है. सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स 1 साल का, डिप्लोमा 1 साल का और एडवांस डिप्लोमा वो भी 1 साल का. अभी इस टाइम पे स्पेसिफिकली हो सकता है कि इनके फॉर्म्स ओपन और एडमिशन चल रहे हो, तो प्लीज एक बार जाके वेबसाइट चेक करो या फिर किसी से पता करो कॉलेज में जाके मैं कैसे अप्लाई कर सकता हूँ इन पार्ट टाइम लैंग्वेज कोर्सेज में. दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के बच्चों के लिए स्पेसिफिकली ये अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत अच्छी है. ऑल्सो आप ये कोर्सेज प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट से भी कर सकते हो. वहां पर ज्यादा एफिशिएंट टीचिंग होती है. कम टाइम में ये लोग आपका ज्यादा सिलेबस कवर करा देते हैं, ज्यादा जल्दी आप कवर कर सकते हैं. कोर्सेज को करने से कई सारे न्यू पाथ्स ओपन हो सकते हैं, जैसे कि यू कैन बी अ ट्यूटर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर लैंग्वेज कोर्स. यू कैन स्टार्ट समथिंग
delivering
you can
trust.
work at into embassies, वहां जाके भी, and you can even
ArcNet,
move to a foreign
delivering
country.
trust.
वहां पर जाके you can obviously explore. The second thing is that you can go
ArcNet,
for a dual
delivering-
degree. Now, as the name suggests, dual degree means
ArcNet,
two degrees
delivering
at the same
trust.
time. But is it even possible? So UGC University Grant Commission released a notice last year that doing a dual degree is totally invalid. So if you're doing a full-time degree, अभी एक आप degree कर रहे हो, along with that you can do a dual degree, that is another degree in some different discipline or subject.
ArcNet,
Rules and
delivering
you can
trust.
do 2 degrees in regular mode. You can do 2 degrees in online or distance mode, and you can do 1 degree in regular mode and 1 degree in online or distance mode. बस ऐसे
ArcNet.
देख लेना कि जो यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं उनके पास
ArcNet,
UGC DB
delivering
approval होना
trust.
चाहिए, and वो कोई भी 2 यूनिवर्सिटीज उससे डिफरेंट भी हो सकती है. So अगर हम इसको sum up करें,
delivering
best option हमारे पास होता है to do one regular degree and one online degree. Also guys, remember you can do the 2 degrees like कि 2 UG degree
delivering
PG degree कर लिया, फिर 2 डिप्लोमा कर लिया, डिग्री आपकी सेम लेवल की होनी चाहिए. अब आप
delivering trust.
रेगुलर डिग्री में enrolled हो, I am assuming this, तो अब आपको करनी चाहिए ऑनलाइन डिग्री.
delivering trust.
किस चीज में ऑनलाइन डिग्री करें एंड कहाँ से ऑनलाइन
ArcNet,
किस चीज में ऑनलाइन
delivering
डिग्री करें.
trust.
फर्स्ट सी द इंटरेस्ट आपको
ArcNet,
एंड सेकंड इज सी द स्कोप, यानी क्या
ArcNet,
चीज अभी चल रही
delivering
है
trust.
recently, क्या ट्रेंड में है, एंड सेकंड इसके कहां से करें,
ArcNet,
यूनिवर्सिटी
delivering trust.
ऑब्वियसली यूनिवर्सिटी अप्रूव्ड जरूर होनी चाहिए. सो इसके लिए
ArcNet,
एक वेबसाइट है जिसका नाम है कॉलेज
ArcNet, delivering trust.
100 प्लस अप्रूव्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज की जो कि ऑनलाइन और डिस्टेंस लर्निंग प्रोग्राम्स और कोर्सेज ऑफर करती हैं. सो इफ यू डिसाइड टू डू अ
ArcNet,
ऑनलाइन डिग्री देन
delivering
जस्ट गो टू
trust.
दिस वन वेबसाइट व्हिच इज कॉलेज विद्या. यहाँ पर
ArcNet,
आपको सब मिल जाएगा.
delivering
You don't
trust.
need to do any मेहनत because they have already done the research part for you. Also they have a AI powered tool which will suggest you
ArcNet,
the best
delivering
university and course for you in
ArcNet,
just 2 minutes.
delivering
कौन सजेस्ट
trust.
किया यूनिवर्सिटी ऑप्शन एंड लिस्ट योर रिक्वायरमेंट्स. कौन सी डिग्री करनी है, कौन सा कोर्स करना है, वर्किंग हो, कितना टाइम दे सकते हो, बजट क्या है, एंड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऑल दीज दे विल रिकमेंड यू द बेस्ट प्रोग्राम फॉर यू. नाउ यू विल गेट अ लिस्ट ऑफ ऑल दोज यूनिवर्सिटीज दैट फिट योर रिक्वायरमेंट. देयर विल बी मल्टीपल यूनिवर्सिटीज, सो you can basically select 2 to 3 universities or any number of universities amongst these, and then you can compare between those universities on basis of multiple factors like approvals, fees, placement partners,
ArcNet,
duration, placement
delivering
assistance, etc.
trust.
And yes, if you finally like any
ArcNet,
course, you will be directed
delivering
towards the
trust.
landing page of that university, and you can pay your fees through the EMI options available here.
You can also get in touch with the experts present there. वो आपको फ्री में ना वीडियो और ऑडियो के थ्रू काउंसिल करेंगे ना, आपको पूरा गाइड भी करेंगे. So I have provided the link to this website in the description box below. I would highly suggest you to check this out. And if you're looking for online education, बहुत सारे courses यहाँ पर available हैं. UG courses, PG courses, executive courses, certificate courses, job guarantee courses, advanced diploma and more. Do you have any question and you want to talk to me? You can follow these things. First is you can just comment on any of my YouTube videos. Second is you can follow me on Instagram at this particular handle and you can just
delivering
DM me there.
trust.
I'll definitely try to reply there. And third is you can apply for a one-on-one mentorship call with me, जहाँ पर आप कोई भी अपना personal specific doubt clear कर सकते हो by talking to me. Come on guys, do share this video with your real friends and well wishers. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Till then, keep watching my other videos and bye-bye.
So next thing is you can also add audios using this, or you can add image. Okay, adding audios will not be a good idea because we have this frame, right? We have the size of the frame defined here. So if you add audio, the frame the size of the audio will be very small inside this frame. So adding audio will not be a good option. So for adding image, we can definitely have one anchor tag, and inside this, let's see what is the name of our image, that is memories logo. Yeah, memories logo.png, and then image. This is looking very ugly, so let's make it 100, not 100, 200. Yeah, that's good. And let's make it 300. That looks good. So we have image here. If I click on image is played. This image is opened in a new page because we have not added the target here, right? We have to add the target. What's the name? My frame. Yeah, my frame. So if I reload this page, if I click on the image, let's see what's the bug we have. It was just a small mistake, not really a mistake. The thing is, the size of this image is very large, so this was not getting fitted into this. So what I did is I just made it 600. So let's not add pixels. This is not necessary. So yeah, you can see I increased the width and we are able to see our image here. Um, let's make some change. Yeah, this is not visible for now. And if I click on image, yeah, you can see this image has been added into this frame. So this is how basically the frames work. The next thing we're going to learn is about deprecated elements. So deprecated elements are some not in use. So basically some elements have of HTML have been terminated. Their use have been seldom because of creation of CSS features. If we have some better features inside the CSS, we will definitely not use the similar features that it gives, because the features of CSS are quite better than what the HTML gives. They are kind of more customizable. The deprecated element, the first element is center. I will write it. This is a center tag. See, if I write some tag name here, that would show us, that would by default show us the continuation, right? So this is not showing us because this tag is deprecated. This was align align content with level. However, it's been deprecated in favor of CSS for controlling alignment and layout. So if I write a centered content, you can see we can see this content at the center. This works same as it was working earlier, but the only thing is we don't usually use this thing. Okay, so basically what HTML did is deprecated elements are still supported for backward reasons, but there are no reason recommended for using modern web development. Instead, like developers, usually software developers, should use alternatives, more semantic and standardized elements. Okay, so that's why some elements are not used. So the next one is font. You can see these are in red color font. Let's say you want some of size is equal to. You don't necessarily need to learn these things. I mean only this tag, because you will not use this. And then let's say color is equal to red, and then we will write this is red style. You can see we can see this is red style, and then the next thing is we can use CSS in a more better way. We will learn it later. CSS is kind of interesting thing. So yeah, the next thing is strike. This strike is also deprecated. Let's write this content is struck through, right? Yeah, we can see this. Even though you don't necessarily need to learn this, you should have the knowledge of these elements. Okay. Next thing is big, big tag, big. Yeah, this is big. One more BR tag, small. So small. So yeah, we can see the difference between these two tags, small and big. So even this is deprecated. And one more thing deprecated is the frame set. We earlier we used to use these tags, frame and then frame set. So these were the tags earlier used to create the frames. We learned creating the frames here using the iframe. So earlier these were used, but now they are deprecated because it is easier to use the frames in this way. So these are kind of deprecated. Next thing is applet. So basically these were used to embed applets or plugins. So as you don't know the server side development, applets and plugins are kind of different thing. You will learn it later when you learn the server side development. So these are all the things that are deprecated. You should have to have knowledge about these things. And the next thing we will learn is web storage. Web storage is nothing but storing data inside our web page. So that's a new thing. So write it here. Web storage. So HTML web storage, often referred to as web storage, is a client-side web storage mechanism. So this allows web applications to store data persistently in a user's web browser. This web storage provides two mechanisms for storing data. So the two mechanisms are local storage and session storage. Local storage, this is first one, and the second one is second one is session storage. So these are the types of web storage. So local storage, we will learn about local storage now. So local storage has two or many more things to. So basically the first, data persistence. So data stored in local storage. Let's write it here. In this, the first one is data persistence, and second one is scope. Learn it one by one. Data persistence, data stored in local storage persists even after the browser is closed. Okay, and it is available across the browser sessions and tabs. It is considered as a long-term solution. So the next thing is scope. So in the scope, the data stored in local storage is shared across all tabs and windows of the same origin. That means the same protocol, domain, or port. So this makes it suitable for scenarios where you need to share data between different parts of your web application. So suppose you have your web application, it is a huge web applications and it will definitely have so many number of files for each component. So for sharing the data from one file to different file, basically this scope is used. So the next thing we will learn is storage limit. Storage limit is typical storage limit for a local storage is around 5 to 10 MB per domain, although this may vary depending on the browser. So usage of this is that the next thing we are learning is usage. Usage storing user preferences, settings, and configuration data. So caching data for offline use. So caching is nothing but when you use some applications, some data about that web application will be stored inside the browser. So that will be used by the browser and implementing a shopping cart in e-commerce website. So for this web storage is basically used. So the next storage web storage type is session storage. In this we will first learn about data persistence, the same thing, storage limit, and usage, all these things. So basically this is kind of a difference between local storage and session storage. Here the data persistence is like data stored in session storage is available only for the duration of single page session. It is temporary storage that is cleared when the user closes the browser tab or navigates away from the page. So when it comes to the scope, data stored in the session storage is limited to the specific tab or window from which it was set. It is not shared across tabs or windows of any same origin. And then the storage limit here is the storage limit is same. It is also 5 to 10 MB per domain. Here also it varies from browser to browser. The usage of this is storing data that is needed for a single page session. As we know, this stores data for a single page, uh, such as a forms data, during form submission and some confirmation. So this is how it is used. And yeah, in the next session we will learn about some more things about HTML.